Hello folks. Today I'm going to talk about my kind of my go-to EDC flashlight. It was the first flashlight that I bought when I wanted to carry a flashlight for EDC, and I bought it for about, I think it was like 25-30 bucks at Cabela's at the time. It's kind of an impulse buy. I decided, yeah, I need to carry a flashlight as part of my EDC, and this was just the first one that I found. I kind of went with the smallest I can find, the lowest weight, the smallest length, because I wasn't really used to carrying a flashlight around with me, and it was yet another thing. So I tried to go with the smallest model to see how it would work out, and it's just performed great. As you can see here, as I said, about a year and a half, there is a decent amount of wear on this thing, but it just it still works great. It does have this, what they call this 10 tap programmable, which means you can choose from 3 modes as how you want to set up your flashlight. So what that means is it has 2 modes, a high and a low. The low's at 5 lumens, the high is at 70 lumens. And it also has a strobe mode, which I don't like, but it has it. So from the factory you get it. It's in a a 3 mode option where if you kind of double or triple click the power button on the end here, you can kind of cycle through the modes. I'll do a quick demo and it'll be obvious in a second here. But from the factory it comes with, on the default, on the high, then the strobe, then the low. I find that the low is most useful because it saves the most battery, and a lot of times you just want to pop it on and just do have a quick little shot of light at something you're trying to look at, and it's probably sufficient. It has a programmable 10 tap to kind of switch to that mode, which means if you kind of quickly tap the power button on the end and hold it on the 10th time, it will cycle through the modes, right? So there's the 3 modes. There's the high, strobe, low, then there's a low, high, which I found most useful, and then there's a third that's just a high. And this is super easy to set up and change. Right now, like I said, mine is set on the low high mode, as you can see here with the flashlight. I don't know if it shows up better in my hand. I think, yeah, it's pretty good. So looking at the screen here, so at low, 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 high. So if I want to switch the mode, as you can see, I can tap the end 10 times and hold it on the 10th. So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. See, it strobes when you hold it, and then it goes out, which this should mean it's probably the factory default, which is high. Oop, gotta unclick it. Which is high, strobe, low. Which is pretty straightforward. It's kind of a pain in the butt because I don't like the strobe mode. I don't really use the strobe mode, so I don't like that. So I can cycle through it. The next one it's going to cycle through to would be the high mode only. Right, so if I do it again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, it'll just go out, which means it's now in the high mode. Right, it's at high. Right, I can double click, triple click all the times I want. It's going to be always in high. Now if I want to go back to my default mode again, it's the same thing again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There you go. It popped in the low mode and went out, which means it's now back in my preferred low, then high mode. That I find is the most useful. Reason being is, since it's 1 AAA battery, your battery life, if you're not using high all the time, is not that great. Their info sheet says if you're using a AAA alkaline battery, your battery life is going to last about 30 minutes. Or, no, it says here on the info sheet 1.2 hours. Yeah, that's what I should say. I see here elsewhere. Yeah, it says a runtime of a half an hour. This is what I'm reading off here. So I just pulled this from their website so I can refer back to everything and not make my own notes. It says one over here. Oh, nope, 30 minutes. Yes. High, on the high mode, 70 lumens, runs 30 minutes. Alkaline, 2.2 hours using the lithium. So if you had it high, if you're using high mode all the time, using alkaline batteries, you're not getting a lot of life out of this. I actually use a lithium battery. I find they're not that much more expensive, and if you're getting 4 times the battery life out of them, they're much more cost effective, and they seem lighter. Then on your, if you were using the low mode, it'll say what, 5 lumens, it'll run 11 hours on an alkaline, 22 hours on a lithium. So if you're running, as I prefer to use it most of the time, when if it's in a dark room, I'm using it on low mode, which is kind of sufficient in a lot of cases, especially for a fast shot of light. These batteries are going to last forever. I mean, the battery in this, I think this is the 3rd time I replaced it in a year and a half. You know, I'm not a crazy heavy user of the flashlight. You know, I'm not going out and, you know, using it for hours on end, but, you know, I do kind of pull it out pretty regularly in the morning when it's kind of dark in the room and my wife is still in bed. You know, I kind of shoot the flashlight around a little bit, but the battery kind of lasts forever. Other great thing about this, as far as the size goes, it's 4 inches long, fits easily in your pocket. You know, it disappears, you don't know it's there. Their info sheet says it's 1.3 ounces. I have my scale here, my experience when I was weighing it, it's 1.18 ounce. You know, it's you know, less than 1.3 ounces. So again, this is just super light. It's just great. The other kind of nice thing about this is, you know, it has this reverse clip, so it does give you a lot of options on how you want to move this clip around. You know, they say that, you know, the reverse clip is kind of to clip to a cap or something. I kind of find that this loop is kind of tight on most cap bills, so this one's probably a little bit better. If you wanted to, you can kind of flip this around in all sort of directions, because the clip itself will fit and be very secure either at this part of the flashlight or this whole portion. So you can, as you can see here, I won't do it because I kind of do it with pliers to pull it off. But if you pull it off, oh, no, did it with my hand. If I pull off the clip itself, you know, I can clip it on up here. You know, I can put this in my pocket if I so desire to carry that way. I'm kind of using the outside of the clip to clip it on, but you know, if I want to put it in my pocket this way, you know, that can clip on my pocket itself. Again, similarly, if I wanted to, I could put it here, and I could, you know, do something to put it on this way, which was kind of my point. If I wanted to clip it on the cap this way, I can just easily pull it around, and this thing is on there pretty good. You can see, there you go. Get it off and put it back in my preferred configuration. The only gripe I had about this for a while is that, you know, this clip itself wasn't, and since I pulled it off with my hand, I probably recreated a little bit, but it wasn't really tight against the flashlight body itself, and it used to flop around in my pocket. Giving it a quick little squeeze with a pair of pliers, with needle nose pliers on the end here, really just tightens it up. I'm probably going to live with it like that, see how it goes, because I don't want to eventually break the clip if I do it too many times. But I have tightened it a few times after use. But yeah, this is a great little flashlight. You can't really go wrong. Compared to, I did buy a Streamlight Stylus Pro with the 2AA batteries. That one I don't like too much. You know, well, it works fine and it's bright enough, but it's a bit longer. And it doesn't have this programmable option. You know, I kind of really like this low to high option that I picked as my preferred. You know, some people might only want high, which is kind of what you get with their Stylus Pro, which I believe is the correct model name. That might be fine for some people, but this one, you know, I prefer the low to the high, and you know, it's, you know, and I don't use the strobe. I don't really like the strobe, but I know some people might prefer that. But I think that is about it. Yeah, it does have some other features, like supposedly an anti-roll head. It's kind of hard to see, but there is flattened edges on the flashlight itself to keep it from rolling around. My experience, the clip pretty much, the weight of the clip kind of overcompensates for any flat areas on the flashlight. Oh no, there you go. You know, it will kind of stay into place like that. That's a pretty neat little feature. You know, it's anodized aluminum is the body, so it's pretty durable. It's supposedly waterproof for up to 1 meter for 30 minutes. I haven't dropped it in water, and if I would have thought about it, I would have filled up you know, a butter container with some water and just dropped it in to make sure that I didn't have any issues with it, but that's not really kind of necessary. And I think that's it. Yeah, it says it comes with a nylon holster and lanyard on this sheet. I don't know if it was in the container and I threw it out, but I don't remember having a little nylon holster. It's kind of pointless anyway. I guess, you know, like I said, this is in my pocket. You know, I just clip it to the inside of my pocket. It works great. So yeah, that's it, guys. Hope you like it. I know there's a bunch of reviews out there on this little flashlight, but you know, I figured I'd add a little bit of content so I can memorialize it when it eventually dies, and I'll have something refer back to lovingly of this flashlight if I had to decide if I want to buy a replacement when it finally kicks the bucket. So that's it. Thanks for watching. Subscribe if you're so inclined, and like and comment. And I'm pretty active in the comments just because right now I'm not getting a crazy amount of activity, obviously. But you know, it's fun for me. This stuff is fun. I like talking to other, you know, really, you know, gun owners. I know this is not a gun, but that's what pretty much my channel's mostly been focused on is gun reviews or gun accessory reviews. So which means right now my channel's restricted, which I think was kind of funny. I don't know if this video is going to plop it into a restricted mode because it's just a flashlight, but who knows. So that's about it, and thanks for watching. Bye.